Buenos Dias, Gunners Collective TV. Back at it, you already know. Like a motherfucking trap addict. Bye up, bye up. Before we do anything, let's get to the intro. Welcome back, Gunners Collective TV. If you haven't already hit that like and subscribe button, make sure you go ahead and do that. Put your notification bell on all so that way you're directing the direction that the gun is kicking, the dope content that the gun is kicking. That's how it's supposed to go. Excuse me, man. Hey, thank you for all your support. I'm very humbled. I'm hungover. And I could have swore last night, the last thing she said was, "You're not hungover." I said, "What?" She says, "You're overhung." Read between them lines. Speaking of overhung, let's talk about someone who's underhung, right? And that's Blue Devil, the Waffle. The Waffle's made the headlines again. Hey, the waffleization is real, huh? You know, Blue Devil from Haters World it's very simple and it's too easy. It's too easy. You know, when you want to start talking and keep talking and stay talking, well, then other people stay talking. You know, shout out to High Power Fitness, the viejo doji from El Monte Flores, right, who did a video, and I guess there's some back and forth between him and Blue Devil, which is fucking crazy because Blue Devil should be respecting OG dudes from Southern California, but he doesn't. You know, no one's off limits to him. It's everybody can get it world, I guess. And so because of his fucking inadequacies and because he's fucking not a real one, he doesn't want everyone else to be a real one. So he talks shit about High Power Fitness. They go back and forth a little bit. You know, I laugh because High Power Fitness is so smooth in the way he moves. He can kill you with just words, man, very simply. And he goes out there, man, and he does a video and he says that Blue Devil, which it's pretty a well-known fact. Now, in fact, the news actually broke on my channel when I gave Oparu Wack 100 a call one day, right? For those of you that were on the live, and then it went backwards and Wack went crazy, and you know, typical Wack. It's all good in the hood. I'm not tripping. But Wack 100 said Blue Devil paid him $10,000 to not whip his ass, to not pull back up to the studio after he was there when they got into it. Now, High Power Fitness mentioned that in his video. He said it. He was like, "Man, you ain't a real Southerner. You're not a real homie, bro. You're not Soul Gang. You're not none of that because you let the Africano brother, man, Wack 100, punk you, disrespect you, debo you. Pulled up on the bike and deboed you, right? Out of 10 thou wow." And of course, man, Blue Devil's going to defend himself. You know, that Blue Mofle immediately took to the airwaves and was like, "You're full of shit. You don't know what you're talking about. I ain't never paid no one. You don't know the real story. You don't know the whoop-de-whoop. Que la chingada." Well, look at my thumbnail. Because what happens is, like the idiot he is, Blue Devil decides to post his little fucking talking shit back on Instagram. And oh, lo and behold, who pulled up? Who's the first comment right there? Wack 100. Eating them up, saying, "Stop lying. You know you paid me. Fuck you, pay me." You know what I mean? It's crazy. You know, wait up. We're going to really get to it. I'm back. I had to go step out real quick to give my Uso partner a jump on his car. That's what happens when everyone in the neighborhood drinks. Motherfuckers leave their cars on. It just gets ugly. Anyways, I'm back and we're talking about Blue Devil paying Wack 100 10 thou wow. Now, look, I'm not going to continue to tear the raza down. And believe me, fat ass is brown. And, you know, me and Wack 100 have a history. Him and Wack 100 have a history. I think Wack 100 has a history with everybody. So I understand every different angle of this story. But a lie's a lie, straight up. You know, I know, look, if someone disrespects me or I disrespect someone, it just is what it is. Never, ever, ever, ever in the history of Mexicandom, right, am I ever going to pay another man to leave me alone. Is there like some leave me alone fund that you contribute to? Because Blue Devil definitely did. And it's crazy because he'll talk that high power shit, pull up, man, I'm with this activities, I'm active, I'm this, I'm that. and you paid another man to leave you alone. That right there is, that's something different, buddy. That's different, right? That makes me wonder, what else have you done in your life when you've been in a compromising position? One never knows, does one. Here's some knowledge you can't get in college. When the OG High Power Fitness was going back and forth with Blue Devil and said Blue Devil paid $10,000, there was a few people that were questioning it, like, nah, bro, say it ain't so. There ain't no way. Where the fuck did this motherfucker get $10,000? According to Swifty Blue, he can't even show $10,000, right? Well, we obviously know we can't show it anymore, but Wack can. And I was even a little skeptical about it. I was like, maybe not. I know he paid. And we're going to get to that. But what amount, I don't know. But Wack, when Blue Devil throws out his little thing, nah, hell no, trying to fucking claim he never paid no one. He ain't no sucker. Wack 100 was quick to jump on and say, yes, you did. Stop lying. On Paru, you paid. You a Paru payer, right? Yeah, you paid. It's all right, man. Mijo, it's all right. Blue Calzones, it's all right. So what you paid? You paid a black man to leave you alone. At least you didn't pay him to touch you, So, look, it's understandable. You were scared, bro. There's been situations I've been scared too. Yeah, one time I was getting a mamona. I was scared she was going to choke on my shit. I was scared. I was nervous. What happens if she chokes on? How am I going to explain that? I'll just pull it out of the cop, be like, all right, cool. That's explainable, right? With you, Blue Devil, it's that too hard for the radio shit. That super fucking let's jam, radioactive. That super active shit is unbecoming. Like, it doesn't make sense when it comes to you, bro. It makes no sense because, and I'm not trying to fucking clown on the raza anymore and any less. I'm just keeping it real. This is just me. It's crazy when you're trying to project or proclaim you're something, bro, and you paid. You ate 30%. I'm gonna go ahead and eat 30% right off the top. Look at that off the Wack 100, and now look, Wack 100. You don't fucked up now. Now that he got in your pockets, now that you paid him to leave you alone, right? What happens now is if Wack is somewhere and he's stuck and he don't have enough money for his Uber driver, yeah, he always got the fucking Blue Devil fund. He could always call you and be like, "Oh, power, I'm gonna go whip your ass. What do you need? I need $100 for my Uber driver. I got you, unk." Right? And boom. You know what I mean? So you're like what do they call that? An ATM machine. Because once you pay once, you got to pay again. That's crazy because there's vatos right now kicking back like, "Seriously, he paid him 10,000? Shit, I'm going to go beat him up too for 5. They're look it. We already understand exactly what it is, Blue Devil. All that talking shit is just stop, bro. That's like me talking shit to people I know I can't beat up. I'm not going to do it. I won't, right? Hey, I'm man enough to say it, man. I could win some and I could definitely lose some, man, but I could lose some with my head held high. You can't even lose some. You'll just pay some. So for those that don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, think I'm just still drunk and ranting and raving, let me explain to you. Wack 100 pulled up to Blue. He was invited by Blue Devil to his show a while back, for those that don't know already. And Wack got to asking some questionable questions, And one of the questions he asked was, or one of the statements he made was that Southerners, raza from down south, Southsiders, right, were able to, and it's a myth, man, and I'm here to tell you it's not truth at all. There's no truth to it, man. Ain't no raza, north or south, allowed to snitch on blacks, whites, each other, nobody. It's not allowed. There's not some special fucking, politic that says, rule that says, you can't tell on anyone you'll get killed, but you can tell on blacks and you won't, right there. It's not that. And I know a lot of brothers will say, oh, it seems that way. But then there's a lot of Mexicans that say it seems that way with the brothers too, so it could always go back and forth. But I'm here to tell you, man, I've been around some heavy hitters and some politicers on the yard, and no form or fashion are you allowed to tell on anyone and walk away or walk around on that yard. I don't give a fuck what color they are. At the end, everyone's men, right? Anyways, Wack 100 proceeds to do that, and Blue Devil just takes it right between the cheeks. Doesn't, he defends it. The other vato, his homeboy, was defending it, but he didn't fucking, that's 5 words, cuz, right? He didn't, Wack punked him. Then Wack doubles back on the Breakfast Club or whatever you call it, the yelling over each other club, and just punks the dog shit out of Blue Devil and tells Blue Devil on Paru he'll pull up, he'll go beat his ass, fuck his Vario, fuck his this, fuck his that, all that. And, you know, there's people out there, oh, Blue Devil carried himself like a real one, man. He just kept quiet. Nah, he was scared to death. Scared to death. This is how scared he was. He was so scared that when Wack's like, I'll pull up, most motherfuckers would be like, well, pull up then. You don't have to yell and scream and argue and get out of character like you're saying I did or everyone else did. You could easily say, well, then pull up, bro. Shit, it ain't nothing. Bye. Hey, say less. Boom. He didn't do that. Instead, he said more. He went and picked up the phone, called whoever he had to call, arranged to an amount of money, a set amount of money, so that Wack didn't come over and beat his ass. He literally paid him not to come beat him up. Damn, bro. The Mexicans took L's all motherfucking Cinco de Mayo weekend and with you. It started with you, fat ass. You fucked us up. Elbow. That's a super elbow right there, man. We took an L because that motherfucker decided to say, you know what? Nah, bro, now all of a sudden you got to worry about his family, got to worry about his friends, got to worry, you know what I mean? Nah, man, I got too much going on, man. I'll just pay the Africano brother instead of him coming to whip my ass. But then wants to, because he thinks he paid, he goes to call a monk and everything. We cleared everything up. You didn't clear nothing up. You paid a dude to not beat you up. Let me explain something to you about Wack's mentality, my mentality, people and gang members of the 90s. Blue Devil, listen up. Here's some knowledge you can't get in a call. You might want to listen to this one. I know you don't like me, but you might want to listen to this one. This is some real game, bro. This is some real game. Blue Devil. Listen, back in the 90s, the gangster mentality was this. The moment you punked someone or you seen the cowardice in them, it was relentless from that point. You always knew you had them. I don't give a fuck if that motherfucker turned into a serial killer later on down the line. You had him. And there was nothing you could say about it. If you guys recall, man, I always do this one about Joker from San Leandro. Give me my shoes. That guy. And, man, rest in peace to him and major love to his family, man. And I always had a little bit of love for him in my heart. But he showed me a cowardice act while in the youth authority, and I was relentless on him all the time. Was it bullying? Nah, it wasn't even that. It was just I knew what he was and how he carried himself, and I was going to exploit that. I was going to be on that, right? That's just it. Call it what you want. That's how everyone was. Once they feel they got you, they got you. So if you think Wack 100 is going to ever be cool with you and be your friend and forgive you, nah, you called him a rat, homie. You called him this. You called him when he asked you, hey, what'd you call me? You were like, that's all, folks. You were all over the place with it. That dude is a mastermind on power. He's a mastermind when it comes to working dudes and letting them work themselves. And when you paid him, bro, do you think he's not going to tell everyone? All I did was make a phone call. Wack, what's happening? On Baru, who's this? Gunner. Man, ain't this that cat? Yeah, this that cat, right? Man, it didn't even take 25 seconds. That motherfucker, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. That motherfucker was on it. He was telling us the whole story, how you paid him, how you had one of your homeboys had to go pay and set this up and arrange it. So now when you're going back, when the High Power Fitness is doing a video and saying that you paid and you're like, hell no, I didn't pay, laughing about it. Wack 100 right there, he exposed you, bro. He said, hell yeah, you paid. Stop lying. So what is it, man? Are you a player or a payer? You know, I at this point, does it really matter? It doesn't. It's just something funny to talk about, and it's clowning, man. It's what we used to call capping back in the days, right? Look, I hate the fact that you ever went out like that, man. And I wish you were smart enough to understand that I care. I care, man. I care because I didn't get none of that 10,000. Well, $10,000. That's a lot of money, bro. Shit, I wish I had 10,000. I don't got 10,000. Not even close, man. I wish I did, bro. Guess I got to step my game up. You got it like that? Next thing you know, it's going to be, well, I got it like that. 10,000 ain't shit to me. I can just pay you to not beat me up. See, I got it like that. You should have used that money for some security. Something. Obviously, you're not using it to fuck or use it for karate classes. Whatever you need to use it for. You know, instead of using it for conchas and fucking and pan dulce. You know what I mean? Because you can't take it anymore. You're about to explode. You need to really, you know, you're sitting there doing videos. It's crazy. Like, oh, man, just admit it, Dubs, or admit it, Gunner, or this and that, or this, and you're this, you're this, you're that. Admit it, Blue Devil. You paid Wack 100 to leave you alone. God dang, man, that's crazy. Vatos nowadays that just pay you. Is this bittersweet? Nah, sweet and bitter, right? I know this, man. When I seen Wack make that comment, Wack was doubling and tripling down, saying, yeah, you paid me, bro. So how do you feel now, Blue Devil? Will you address that? No, you won't. You'll go ahead and make another live talking shit about myself and Dubs, though. We know that. Anything against La Raza, yeah, you'll do that, you know. But when it comes to that brother right there, Bubble Butt 100, right? You know, I feel like calling Wack 100. I feel like calling him and be like, hey, you already know what it is with that. When we see each other, that's it, man. We're going to handle our business, right? But you, Blue Devil, got me wanting to call him, man, just to get a more detailed description of how the transaction of money went down. Should I? Put a 1 if I should do that, right? Damn, I'm an asshole, huh? Man, all I want is for the world to be cool, man. Hey, keep my name out of your mouth, Blue Devil. My boy Dubs, man, too, man. We ain't gonna fuck with you, bro. We just gonna do our thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna pay no one, though. I'm not gonna pay you, bro. No, you do that. You continue to pay like you weigh, and that's a tremendous amount of money to whoever's getting it. Wack 100 says you paid him. One never knows, does one. With that being said, I don't even want to go too deep on this motherfucker, man. It's enough is enough. You know, leave the Yeho alone too. High Power Fitness. Shout out High Power Fitness. Leave him alone, bro. They're out there just trying to do his thing. He's trying to help the gente, not charge him $13 for a goddamn song, not burn them on t-shirts. Come on, bro. There's so many different things that you do, Blue Devil, that is just whack, bro. And it ain't 100. Thumbs up or thumbs down. Heavy's going to be the head that wears the crown. I'm going to continue to strive, struggle, and strive for what I truly believe in, and that's the betterment of all people. Now, if I get enough ones in the comment section, I get enough people saying, hey, yeah, come on, Gun, let's do it. I might just have to pick up the phone and call Wack 100 and get the whole story from the horse's mouth. Blue Devil don't need that. Not in his life. The gun. Bang, bang.